our propaganda is going to go undercover now, like it was before.
The Snow White film from Disney has been delayed. Did you see this?
Drat!
He's so upset.
Concern it even.
It was delayed from March 22nd, 2024 to March 21st, 2025, a full year of delays as they pushed back the entire movie and apparently have made some drastic changes, including removing all diversity hires from the movie.
Well, I mean, Snow White's still there, so it's not all the diversity hires are gone. She's still there.
See, they have now replaced all of the magical what they call them? Magical what?
Magical people?
Yeah, they didn't want to have dwarves in the movie, so they did something. It's like they basically had the Planeteers follow her around. Essentially, it was they were just like a McDonald's commercial, just following her around. And right. I guess they're going to be dwarves now.
So congratulations. And they're not. This is the worst thing about it is they didn't even go and hire actual dwarfs or midgets or little people, whatever you want to call them. They just made CG.
It's Smurfs. Clearly CGI too. It literally looks like a layer.
Yeah. Have you ever heard, by the way, Tolkien, him and like C.S. Lewis or something went and saw Snow White, the original, because it came out, before he even published The Hobbit, and he was so pissed about how the dwarves were portrayed that it had a lot to do with actually this was after The Hobbit came out and before Lord of the Rings, and this is the rumor. I hate to spread misinformation if this isn't true, but it's gone around for years that him watching that movie and being so dissatisfied with how dwarves were portrayed had something to do with why the dwarves were a little different between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. They're a little more serious. Wow. I love that bit of lore beard nonsense.
Well, let's take a closer look at what these guys look like. I don't know if you've seen this, but we have this guy looking like a big-nosed Robert De Niro.
Right? Hooah! Hooah!
Which is fascinating. This guy looking like your average Amaranth fan over here.
Oh, no.
He does look like he would buy bottled farts from an e-girl.
100%.
The top one looks like the byproduct of incest.
Yeah.
And
hey, Alfred E. Newman. Nice. Mad Magazine. I love it.
You're right, man. That really is Mad Magazine, isn't it? That's amazing.
And then we have Wendell. He's about to make some Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Go ahead.
And then Gimli, Gimli, son of Glowing there.
Now I think this is the first time we have seen her in the dress. Oh, by the way, here's
why
this
does this
guy
look
besides
AI?
like production stills, but not actually a released photo.
Well, it can't be a production
still. It doesn't look
still.
that great. Just like a photo of her. Somebody got a photo of her walking from a trailer in her outfit and all that. It looked pretty terrible.
Well, this is the first time we've seen her. Well, it's funny you say that because I'm pretty sure I can bust out AI right now. And should I create an AI generated Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? The fact that they're delaying this literally an entire year. There are movies that are created in a year with a shorter timeline than this. This to me says so much about, number one, the blowback that they've received.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, the response to the Daily Wire's Snow White, and probably the bigger idea that it's the positive response to the Daily Wire's Snow White of just, wow, so you're just going to stick to the story and that's good.
Yep.
Do you think this is possibly a turning point in Disney that they're looking at this and saying, well, maybe we should listen to the people who actually are spending money on our products?
We talked a little bit about that rumor that came out that Bob Iger had taken a few people aside during that last earnings call or whatever it was and said, hey, we're done with this woke shit. That was the rumor or whatever. Again, I said at the time, it'd be wonderful if that was true, but your actions are going to show us if that's true. If they follow through with this, maybe that's the first little kind of rumbling. Maybe this is the canary in the coal mine. It would be nice if that were true. I dare not hope. Not given Disney's recent track record, but look, the last thing, I'll tell you exactly what this is about, though. The last thing in the world they want is to, and this is why they moved the release, is to have a non-woke alternative to a Snow White film in theaters at the same time as their woke Snow White film. They will get murdered. And worse still, the headlines and the news and the culture war, you know, tism typhoon that will touch off immediately following that, it will sweep away all of their live action remakes, which of course they're continuing to make. They've probably got even more planned. It is the very last thing in the known universe that they want to happen. I think that's what this is about. They're trying to avoid that.
So this is almost like Disney running away from competition, which is amazing to think about. What if, and just, once again, it's just a what if, the Daily Wire was to delay their release to line up with the release? Like, is that the biggest troll in history if they do that?
That would be a huge troll.
They should. They should.
But it's also worth noting that there's other Disney movies that have been delayed too, like Pixar, Elio, which I didn't even know was a thing.
The writer's strike is going to be used as the excuse for this.
Yep.
It's going to be, even though they've had this in the bag for how long? Come on, that's no excuse. Years. That's no excuse.
So yeah, Elio's pushed back one whole year and almost like a year and like 3 months. So there's that. So nobody cares about that one.
Well, it's been given a year pushback. I mean, and obviously the writer's strike and all that stuff that's happened. Could Disney possibly use this year to recast Rachel Zegler in the film and do reshoots? Can you possibly do a reshoot with your main character after this?
I don't think they would do it.
I don't think they can go back on the star. I don't think they can do that. They will downplay her wokeness and girl boss bullshit, maybe. I could see that happening. Because really what you're going to see is people are saying, when that story was leaked about Bob Iger saying we're not going to do the woke nonsense anymore, you have to understand and read between the lines. Even if that's a real quote, what he's really saying is our propaganda is going to go undercover now like it was before. Right? Because Disney did this for years. They did it for years. They had checkpoints in the 90s for their new sitcoms on ABC, for their new movies. They had to have X number of this race and that aberrant sexual, minority and every other thing. This is how Disney made their movies before. They're just going to be less overt. That's all that's going to happen. You have to understand that.
Meg brings up a really good point. This isn't Teg brings up this up. It says, why are all the dwarfs white?
Well, somebody in the comments, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said that Ryan Kendall had said that both versions of the 7 dwarfs would be in the movie. So what we see there, and also the people.
Wait,
I don't understand how. How can they both be in there? But that's what I'm seeing.
Well, okay, if that's the case, then
it's gonna be a weird ass movie.
Right. Wow, that's crazy.
Is it like Enchanted where she falls into a well and then everybody's like live action?
Oh, maybe it's a multiverse.
Yeah,
we're finally getting the Disney live action multiverse.
Oh my gosh, the thing nobody knew they wanted, the Snow White multiverse, and
7 bandits and 7 dwarfs. Ooh.
Right there, you go.
Oh my god! Well, at the end of the day,
bandits are all diversity hires. Aren't bandits usually not the greatest people?
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say. So you have diversity hires who are the bandits,
the villains,
the bad people.
Yeah.
Unless the bandits are like Robin Hood style and they're not actually the bad people.
It's kind of like how after the first Death Wish movie, because the first Death Wish movie, he's Charles Bronson's running around killing a lot of black people. In the second movie, they're like, all the gangs are like racially integrated. It's like, what message are we portraying here exactly?
Oh wait, you made the movies is totally right. It's weird because there's an actual dwarf in the 7 bandits, and then the 7 dwarfs are all CGI. That's right. How does that work?
Yeah, so many questions here. Hey, but at the end of the day, Rachel Zegler said it best. Hey.
It's Hollywood, baby. It's Hollywood, baby.
It's Hollywood, baby. You never know. Maybe somebody could get cut at any time.
Maybe she'll get cut. Doubtful.
Man. Wow. So much of this doesn't make any sense at all, which makes the most sense when you think about Disney.
Yeah, especially Disney live action remakes. Who's asking for these? Like they tried this in. Did everybody forget that they tried this in the 90s with the live action remakes? Did everybody forget the live action Jungle Book and the live action Pinocchio and the Jonathan Taylor Thomas Pinocchio? Everybody forgot this?
Oh yeah,
These movies were considered turds, and you went back to the well and tried it again? The fuck?
But what do you think about this? Leave us a comment down below. We read every single one of them. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button because you have found your home for common sense in the gaming and entertainment worlds.